Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. There I was minding my own business. And I've been doing pretty well, I thought. Just slowly, I don't know, letting my mind return to whatever it usually thinks about when there's an absence of something interesting to think about, when I'm not writing, when the music has stopped and my words feel forfeit and have evaded my capture, where I cannot conceive of the words to put them to phrase or melody and have them mean anything lasting. And I have no desire to either. So I just think about whatever it is I think about, and I have no idea. I just wander off. And I forget. I forget what I was doing. I forget why I was doing it and what I was feeling any sort of attachment or strength about. And I forget to be lonely. I just am used to how it is, the way things are, and accept it as my normal, as my status quo. And, I try to rail against it, rebel against it, but then it's a lot of energy to maintain and stay elevated above that threshold, which I cannot break. I seem to just stretch the upper thresholds and horizons, but then it collapses back in and I get back into my usual operating conditions. And it's like, oh yes, my comfort zones. How familiar, how droll. And it doesn't require much. I get to just be basic and un-extraordinary. Just regular ordinary for me. And I forget. What was I making such a fuss about? I don't know. Well, I remember the topic, I remember the concept, and I remember the attachments. But how I arrived there, the story that got me there, how it propelled and accelerated with velocity and kinetic force. I don't know. A lot of the story, if I don't tell it to myself on a regular basis and keep it going with a progression, then I get lost. And I don't remember how I got to where I was. And it's like, why? And like the feelings even, like they start to fade. And I remember them being stronger, and then they've changed. And it was like, and I was writing, and then it was gone. And the places where I wrote them, it's like I cannot look. And it's like they were there. And I know when they were written, they made it to the recipient. They were available and they were there. And that's all I can say. And it's like if I read them now, I'd just be happy with like, wow, I could write like that. I'm impressed. I didn't know I could write like that. And I worry if I'll ever be able to write like that again, but I know I can. It's just about time and being okay. And words will come. And I don't have to worry. And the words will never be perfect. And they'll never be good enough. And there will never be enough of them. And they'll never arrive when I want them to. Or in the order, or the sequence, or the pattern but they will be there. Just enough. And if whatever it is never amounts to anything, or even if, making all the right decisions that I know how to make to the best of my ability, within my capability and ability and perception and everything, at attenuations and attunements, and it still does not achieve whatever perceived desired result. It doesn't amount to a dream. It doesn't mean it's a failure, and it doesn't mean it's a waste of time. It's a good exercise in hope. Even if I don't accomplish a damn thing, it still meant something, still means something to dare to be a little bit different than how I am accustomed to being. To dare to dream a little bit bigger. To dare my own status quo. To dare my marginalizations. To dare my mediocrity. It is entirely possible to commit no error and still not achieve whatever desired result. So, anyway, like I said, I was minding my own business. And force of habit. Well, not force of habit. I read something written by her, and it reconnected, but I don't know. I don't know what she wants. And if it's just a game, I don't know. I cannot continue by the same rules with all the uncertainty. And it's like, I don't even know who she's writing to. She could just be writing to a fictionalized version of some perfect imagination that does not actually exist in the form of a person. Just this theoretical, hypothetical, rhetorical person existing only in metaphor and in mysticism. So it's like, who am I to respond as though, as if? Seems like it's an interruption. So it was nice, the sentiment of her writing was very nice. And I can't imagine what it would be like to be the person that's an actual recipient of such a sentiment. It's very lovely. And it hurts to know that because if it was about me, had anything to do with me, was to me or for me, or even inspired somewhere by something about something remotely, if she wanted to talk with me, she could talk with me. There's nothing stopping her, not even me. And if she didn't even want to talk to me, but just wanted to write to me, she can write to me. But she does not write to me. She does not even address me. There's nothing in there about me specifically. It might be just a broad generalization. But it's not addressed to me. It's not to me. It's not for me. It's not about me. And she doesn't write to me. And she does not address me. And there's nothing in my mailbox to warrant my even general curiosity. The only reason I saw what I saw today was because I went looking. I didn't have to look far. I just looked in the usual place. But it's like, I just need to get better at not looking. I wouldn't be in this spot now if I just don't look. If she wanted to make sure I saw something, she could do that. Or she could just say, just send, or just, I don't know, just any sort of anything to me to let me know that I am real to her. I am not just a part of her audience, a part of her Instagram community. I am more than just a vacant alias. I'm an actual person, a real person who maybe got too attached, counted themselves too real in her life, acted as though they mattered. So, wanted to matter. Anyway, that's all of that. That's all I got. In other news, tonight is my second to last chairpersoning of the Nineveh group down there. And I'll just be going by myself. Almost felt like a mistake having Barbara with me last week. That was awkward. I'd rather have been by myself. Yeah, it's getting difficult to transport her around and have conversations. It's getting strange. I don't know. I'm feeling less safe. Yeah. So anyway, tonight I'll just be going by myself. I won't have to worry about transporting her and picking her up and making sure she's okay. And I'll just have free reign to just do whatever it is I do and then get the hell out of there when I'm done without having to force myself to have conversations with people that I don't want to have conversations with. And I have pretty much decided that this is my second to last week chairpersoning down there for the month of August. And then next week will be the last. And then I will be done. I've decided to be done with that group. I have no further business down there. There's no one there left that I care to continue to have as a part of my life, that I cannot continue elsewhere. And if I cannot continue it elsewhere, then I don't really have much connection with anybody down there anyway. And yeah, and it's a little bit of a drive to get down there. And I don't see them, and it's like I was doing just fine without that meeting for those, 6 months. And the only reason I went back down there is because I had volunteered to chair for August. And August it's getting done. And then I'll be done. And I won't have any reason to go back down there ever again. And I won't. Unless, but I don't foresee it. And I just need to let that meeting go and move on. So, anyway. is how it is. It's a little sad, but things change. Times change. People change. I change. Feelings change. My needs change. My dreams change. Maybe it's selfish, but call me selfish. I have things that I'd like to do. It is a short life. I'm trying to live it better, at least. At the very least, living it better than how I used to live it all the time. It might not be much, this life here now, but it's the life I know, and it's the only life it's like, it's better. So, I can't beat myself up too much. I really can't. Well, I can, but I shouldn't. That's the thing, I shouldn't. So, anyway, I guess the only other thing I a little bit want to show is, well, it is Tuesday for one thing. But then also, I am still running, obviously. I was sick for a while, so I took 6 days off. But since then, I've been catching up, trying to catch up, making up for lost miles. And I've done a very good job, I think. I'm going to hit 500 miles in 5 months. And so then I'll just have 500 miles to go in 7 months to make it to 1,000 in a year. 1,000 miles in a year. Might not be much, of course, but to me, I think that's good. So anyway, as my effort yesterday, that was my contribution to the cause. It was a clean 77. And the day before that, I did an 88, and the day before that, I did a 55, and it all averages out. So I think I've got 36 miles to go before September 2nd. And if I can go 36 miles before September 2nd, it gives me 9 days, then I'll hit 500 miles. And I'll be 500 miles in 5 months. Yeah. And then I've just got 500 more miles to go. But I'll have 7 months to do it. September through December of this year, and January through March of 2023. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. As long as I don't get hurt, as long as I don't get sick, as long as the weather cooperates, I don't know. But I'll do my best as I know how to. And who knows what else is going on. But I'm still, living the best I know how. Which, I don't know how well that's saying anything. But anyway. I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm going to go now.